What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast number 19. And we originally recorded a podcast with Dazer. It was just me, their lead singer, and their lead guitarist. But sadly, the quality of the audio was too terrible to release. My microphone was just cutting out. So instead, it's just going to be me and Carlos today. And we are poolside. So we're doing this outside. We don't have the studio anymore. So we're making what's due with what we have. So yeah, we're just going to dive on in, and welcome to the Bennett Buzz, episode 19.
It is. Yeah, so earlier today, I know we were over there practicing everything, but like, you feel like we got stuff accomplished?
I think we got a good bit accomplished. I think it was like we did what Mama Should Listen to Waylon.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
since we're about to record that one here,
yeah,
kind of soon.
We'll be in the studio. What is it? August 15th.
There we go.
I think it's August 15th, and we're gonna record Mama Should Listen to Waylon. So that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, and I've already had like a couple people who came and watched that were friends of mine and whatnot. They were like, out of all y'all's originals, I feel like that's my favorite.
It's really Western. It's like a Western rock almost. If we can make it more rock, it's like line dancing kind of stuff. Like perfect for Wendell's. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel sorry. There's bugs everywhere, but yeah, I feel like that's definitely a good song that's gonna get attention from a lot of people who
Yeah,
and
I think so too.
they like country music, like straight up country music.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And if you're just tuning into the podcast, you've never watched any of our stuff, and you're just watching, we are a band. We're a four-piece band, and we have been in the studio for about 2 months now. We've cut 2 songs. We're about to be cutting the third one, and we're going to drop the songs in sequence with each other about a month and a half apart. So it's going to be really cool seeing those unfold. We got I'm Letting Go first. Then it's going to be Sweet Candy, and then we're going to do Mama Should Listen to Waylon. We're undecided about the fourth, but it's going to be a process. So if you're watching, if you tune into these regularly, you'll see that unfold. I'm super excited. I cannot wait.
Oh, dude, no, I'm already knowing.
We got I'm Letting Go, the rough mix back, but Candler went to the studio, and whenever we recorded Sweet Candy, Candler went in and he recorded the lap steel for it, so that's going to be an added instrument to it. And then we went in and recorded Candy, and we got the rough mix of that back.
Yeah, I'm excited for Candy.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be it's something different. It sounds like CCR and the Rolling Stones hit the road together.
Yeah,
That's what
something
it sounds
like that for sure.
I like it though, with a little mix of Pink Floyd at the end.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited for those songs. I'm excited to put them on Apple Music. Because the biggest thing is, we hear these songs, but it's less of a song to us and more of like something we've created. Yeah, it's our instruments. It's something we've created with our instruments, and it's more of like, I feel like we hear like how the instruments are layered on top of each other.
Yeah,
and
so
how they
let's
come
break
to
that
create
down.
one
So,
thing. It's not the same as just hearing a song.
Yeah, let's break that down. So, like, I bet a lot of musicians probably experience this is, like, whenever they write a song, like, they're listening to probably if they're a singer-songwriter, their voice and their acoustic guitar the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like, they think all the added stuff's great, but, like, it's really hard to look at your song from other people's perspective whenever you've spent so much time on it, Like,
right.
Sweet Candy was, like, a year and not a year, probably like 7 months of work.
I don't know, getting close to a year.
It was close to a year of us just playing it live. I feel like maybe less, maybe half, but working on it live. And we went to the studio, and it was like as we played it live, we were able to add so much stuff to it that if we were in the studio that day recording it, we wouldn't have been able to come up with half of that stuff. So like, I think that's a big part of songs is keeping a song and kind of trying to figure it out for a while before immediately dropping it. I think that's a really big, important thing.
Yeah, I feel like that helped us, but I don't know how long you want to go. Well, I mean, obviously I'm not a professional, but the only thing I would be thinking about is like, my opinions on the song might change.
Yeah.
And it might change it from what it originally was.
Yeah,
that's
true.
the only, I mean, but that's not like dead set for every scenario.
But like if we would have recorded Sweet Candy within 2 months of it being written,
Yeah,
like,
it would have been different.
It wouldn't have had the halftime at the end.
Yeah, it would have
wouldn't
been completely
anything.
different.
So like I bet a lot of musicians out there probably experienced that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, so like he's saying, I think like the coolest thing about that, like you're saying, is I mean, we would play the song and then we would just end it. And then after a while of playing it, we kind of we'd play it live and then we would like go into a little jam after.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just made that a part of the song, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it's at now.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love creating those things. Like, even in like today at practice, we played some songs a little different than we did last time.
Right. Yeah.
Like
it's hard to like. I feel like most musicians kind of realize this, but like, at least when you're covering songs and stuff, like I feel like you don't play the same way twice.
No, it's like,
quite honestly,
it's not really very consistent until you have that professional mix from the studio,
right?
And then that's whenever you're like, okay, like I'm like that. These are my parts, and this is what I'm gonna play.
Right,
you know,
right.
And it's embedded because you listen to it over and over.
Yeah.
But like whenever you play it live, until it's like finalized, unless you do a demo for every song you have, and you just listen to that on repeat.
Right.
Then it's like, what comes natural to you, I guess,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the fun thing with recording. But we went and practiced at study hall today. We practiced probably 8 of our originals, just to get like a hand on it before we start this. We're about to be going this semester. We got a lot of dates. A lot of booking dates. I'm going to go ahead and pop those up right here. You can find us on our Instagram, on our Facebook. You can see all these dates. We also got a TikTok. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or you're watching this on YouTube, you can find us on a bunch of places and visit us at these places. Even if you're out of state, it's definitely worth coming to a show and hanging out with us. I think we've gotten some close fans over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
That are loyal and come out to shows, and it's awesome. We love to experience that. And we played a 4th of July party for some of them, which was pretty cool. So that stuff like that really means a lot. I watched a podcast, and it was with Morgan Wallen and Theo Vaughn, like before Morgan Wallen like took off even more than he is now.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching the podcast, and Morgan Wallen was talking about like how he missed like the beginning stages where like people would come up to him after a show and he would just be able to hang out with them and just play the guitar in front of people like, after a show and hang out. And now it's not like that with the big shows because there's a whole process with everything. So I wonder, you know, at what point in the music career that kind of happens, you know, like I wonder if an artist can tell when that's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. But what I will say is some artists, they really do get tired of it.
Yeah.
Like
burnout, I guess.
Yeah, well, not even. I mean, yeah, burnout to an extent, but like you're saying, Morgan Wallen, you know, he appreciates and misses the days where it was just simpler times almost, where it was just kind of like he had enough fans to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
But not so many to where he could actually know them almost, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
But I mean, even the way he described it is he did know some of them, and some of them he like gave free passes to some of his shows now.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
To do that. I mean, but
yeah, it's like it's day one.
But like if we were to ever blow up, you know, like
yeah, we would definitely have people like that.
We would have people like from now, like where we are now, that we would obviously just be like, yeah, come to a show.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
I feel like come hang out with us before or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you day ones that are subscribed to us now, y'all are the ones. Comment in the comments below your name, and we'll bring you backstage.
Yeah, we'll
10
get
years.
you back one day. But yeah, and dude, another example of that is the other day I went to go see Sublime. I think you know that.
Yeah, in Charleston.
Yeah. So I went to go see them in Charleston. That was pretty nice because you know that's like one of my favorite bands. And
yeah.
So the new lead singer to that band, so the original lead singer died like, you know, early 90s. And so they got a new lead singer who was kind of just like, he was like I think he was like one of the best tribute bands.
Yeah.
He was like the lead singer for
They
them.
just like picked him out of a handful of bands.
Yeah, right. And so, and then, but when the band split originally, the drummer also left and didn't come back after that. So now it's like only the bass player in the band, Eric Wilson, and he just like, you know, he's a great bass player, and you know he's a great musician and everything. But you can just tell like he's just
he misses the
he misses
OGs.
their OG band.
I mean,
yeah,
the
it's
same
just,
thing would happen to us.
Honestly,
with any band, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's like I'll watch videos of, like, when they would play back when the lead singer was still around, Bradley. And it's just it's a completely different show than it is now.
I bet Leonard Skinner's the same way.
Oh, 100%. Well, now there's not even a single Leonard Skinner member who's a part of the original band. No, not one.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the last one. Gary Rosington, he died. What was that? He died like in, I don't know. I think that was like December of like.
Recently?
Yeah, like last December, or January, something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, that was pretty recent. He was the last living original member.
Dang, I almost went and saw them in high school, I think.
Yeah. They were supposed to come to, I think, Charlotte September 1st, so like in a month. And I was going to go see him, but then he died, and it was just, it's not Leonard Skinner anymore.
I've still seen like some of their Instagram stuff, like of the people that are there now.
Yeah.
I mean, they put on a show.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nothing against Leonard Skinner. Like, who they are now. Like, the people in that band are all great musicians, and, you know, they were supported by the people who did, you know,
it's
last
always
for a
about
while.
OGs, though.
Yeah, it is. It's just it's different. They didn't write the songs that we know as Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They didn't have, like, the... It's not even that it's not the same playing style,
but... It's the mentality of the people. People are, like...
Yeah. It's a big thing.
From the band.
Yeah.
People had their own experiences and everything and brought it to their lyrics and sound and everything. You know?
Yeah.
That's what's cool about bands, though. Everybody brings something different. That's what I like about us. We really make it work, right?
Yeah, they bring different aspects because, you know, any one of us played just a little bit different. It wouldn't, like, our performances would not sound the same, nor would our recordings, honestly.
Cause I think that's important. Like, if people are trying to start out a band, like, it'd be one thing if, like, all four of them were, like, big-time professional artists and everything. But if they're, like, starting out, you know, I think you have to have the right people in the band to bring that out of you, like your music talent, you know?
Right.
I think we all do a good job of helping each other with that.
Yeah, definitely.
If you had to see one band, who would that be?
Like alive or dead?
Other than Sublime, alive or dead, yeah.
Yeah, Pink Floyd. 100%,
Pink Floyd?
Yeah. 100%.
You know they came to Clemson? They played at Death Valley.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was before I had a chance.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
I don't know if it's like TikTok or what, but I feel like there's been like a whole wave of people who started listening to Pink Floyd more. Or at least, like, especially, like, their hits, you know, like Comfortably
you weren't around
Numb.
when they started, so you're probably falling that category.
I mean, I guess to a certain extent, yeah, but, I don't know, though. I feel like there's been a ton of people. It's like I'll play a song.
Though. Anything
it's
older.
It's like I'll play a song by them, and then it's like, I'll tell people, like, yeah, I'm going to play you a song by, like, one of my favorite bands. And then I play it, and they're like, oh, I know this song. I didn't know this was, what's the band called? You know what I mean? It's like they've heard it before
but
from somewhere, either their
the
dad or something. But
yeah, I grew up listening to Rock 101.
Yeah.
Not Hawk and Tom. That's
93.7.
John Boy and Billy.
Yeah, John Boy and Billy's 93.3.
They were in Rock 101 in the morning, so.
No, that's 93.3.
You sure?
No, I think you're right, actually.
Billy's in the morning.
It's 101.1. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I used to listen to that on the way home.
Yeah. I used to listen to the radio a lot, too.
Yeah.
That was before every car had
Streaming?
Bluetooth with, you know, phones that could play songs.
Dude, thinking about that, I was thinking about, you know, like, our genre, you know, the big time, like, classic rock people that we look up to, they were big in their time also because that was the kind of music everybody in their age group listened to.
Right.
You know, everybody in our age group, they listen to kind of everything. There's, you know, pop, country, rock,
right,
heavy rock, and then there's DJs, you know, like EDM, like just club music and stuff, you know. So I think I think that's a big thing. That's another reason why it's harder to get bigger nowadays, other than social media. I think it's not even about following. It's about if your music clicks with everybody, you have to make it so diverse in every aspect. And I think some of the stuff we got going is a little different.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to release it.
Yeah.
Back to that.
Back to that. Probably going to say that a couple more times, too.
Yeah. Shout out Studio 101, Brad and Ian. Y'all are the GOATs.
Yeah. No, so I'm telling you, I think we should still check out that cow pond.
Yeah, we'll check out the cow pond. We're doing this at my grandparents right now. We're in Westminster, South Carolina. So we're out in the country, and I keep smelling chicken turds every time I take a breath because of the fields out here. But whenever I was here as a kid, Trent and I used to go. Trent's one of my close friends. We used to go back here, and there was a little pond back here. And the pond you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we used to go back there, and we had this machete. We put it against that fence, and we tied the barbed wire. We kind of, I don't know, ratcheted all the barbed wire so that way we could get underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
We go through the cow patties in the field.
Yeah.
And at one point, we were walking, and there's a big snake. It was huge. And Trent stepped, right in front of it and paused, and I looked at it. And he just grabbed it like it was nothing.
Thanks, Steve Irwin.
Yeah. He's a big reptile guy, not me.
What's that guy who's that Instagram now? Who's always catching Burmese pythons in the Everglades?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I think his name's Hunter something.
I don't know. I have to look at that. I've seen some stuff.
Yeah, he's cool. Look at this swamp puppy swimming up to me.
You want to go fishing back there?
I'd be down.
Yeah.
You ain't got to ask me twice, dude.
We can grab some of my grandpa's rods up in his shop.
Dang, these gnats are eating me up.
Yeah, no, I keep getting one in my face. Yeah, we're not going to make this podcast super long, but we did do a podcast with Dazer. We will make it up to them and do another one. We've been trying to get that one in the works for a while. They were our second ever podcast guests, so we were pretty excited to have them back, but the audio was just not worth it, so y'all are going to have to settle with me and Carlos hanging out by the pool.
Yeah, we're not in that room anymore, that little small...
Yeah, I feel way more open out here.
Extra bedroom you had. Yeah, I'd be fine doing this more often.
Yeah, outside instead. Me too. Yeah. I wonder how loud...
Fireside podcasts.
I wonder how loud everything is out here with the bugs and the motorcycles that were coming by.
Yeah, I wonder if y'all can hear them dang cicadas.
I guess we're going to find out whenever we edit, but...
You ever watch Joe Rogan's podcasts?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when he had the first one with Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
And and Elon would just not talk. And Joe Rogan was finally like, hey, I got some nice whiskey back here. You want to try some? Here, try some whiskey. And he started getting them drunk. And slowly they got the ball rolling. I feel like that was kind of cool. They're talking about flamethrowers and stuff.
I watched Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Two Bears, One Cave, and Kill Tony.
I know Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Actually, last night, bro, so we had to get at study hall early this morning, right? We had to get there so I got there at 9:40 or something like that, which is an hour before y'all.
Yeah, I was pushing 10:30, 10:40, yeah. 10:40.
Anyways, well, last night, see, I was trying to go to bed early, but I ended up not because I stayed up till 2 or something like that.
Me every night.
And I was watching Theo Vaughn and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Who's that?
And I don't know. Yeah, so Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's he's a physicist, and he's a part of so I don't know exactly what organization or anything he's a part of, but I know he he studies stars, and he's done a lot for what would you call it? I guess
that on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, he went on Theo Vaughn's podcast
past weekend.
Yeah, this past weekend. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm sure a lot of you know who that is. I'm gonna have to show you when we get done here. But
yeah.
Well, anyways, he's a brilliant physicist, and he had a podcast with Theo Vaughn, which I immediately thought was funny, because Theo Vaughn is he's just a goofy comedian. It's hard to take him seriously.
Yeah.
The stuff he says, his response to what you tell him 90% of the time just doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
It's cool. No, but it's funny. He's got his own style going. But he was on a podcast with, like, a well-respected physicist, and they were having, like, for once, like, he was actually having conversations that were, like, I guess made sense is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the stuff he was saying about just, like, truths versus, like, opinions and whatnot. And
Dude,
just
I gotta
all this.
what
He has a
episode was
crazy.
that?
He has a book. It's called.
I bet he was picking Theo Von's mind.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There'd be stuff, and Theo Von would just be like, "Oh my God, no way!" And then Neil deGrasse Tyson, he'd just be like, "Okay, I got another one ready." Like,
Yeah.
and he would just keep it going. It's crazy. He has a book though. He was talking about the audio book. You can get through it in like 3 days of traffic or something like that. I'm about to buy it. It's called I'm not sure if this is the exact book, but I think it's called like Physics. It's called like Physics Physics in a Week or something like that. I can't quite remember the name, but it's basically like the title is basically just like means like a brief summary of physics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so no, it's actually not that book because he has a different one, and it's more about the truths like I was talking about. But anyways, yeah, he's an amazing guy. Podcast was,
I gotta watch that. I like to watch Kill Tony because it's like a comedian podcast, so it's a live show podcast. I think that'd be so cool if like there was a musician podcast like that where it was like a live stage.
Yeah.
And you had different acts come up and play like instruments or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That'd be sick. But I like to watch that one. It's basically every comedian gets a minute and they pick from a random bucket that waits there. And they get a free minute to go on stage, and then they interview them after. And if they're good or bad, they might offer them something like for the next show or for another show that week.
Okay.
It's in Austin, Texas, which if you're a comedian, like that's where you move right now is Austin, Texas. And I think the music scene there is expanding too in Texas. I think that's where a lot of good country bands are coming out of. So that'd be super cool to get a gig in Texas.
Yeah, honestly. Dude, and so it's kind of like America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
It's like America's Got Talent, but comedian style.
I got you.
And it's like it's literally a live show. All the podcasts are live shows.
Yeah.
They started that way, and then they even survived during COVID. Like the podcast kept going. They did it somehow.
Yeah, dude. What do you think about America's Got Talent?
I used to watch it, and then it started seeming pretty fake. Like
yeah,
one year I'd see like somebody that was kind of mediocre doing whatever they're talented at, and then they would go to like the 5th round, and I'm like,
right, yeah, it's like.
But I remember one year, it was a group of like 12 people, and they had like these like neon glow stick suits.
Oh yeah.
And they were like dancing to like this crazy music, and they were making like shapes. And there was somebody that was like in the back with a computer, like shutting off certain lights on certain uniforms. So whenever they formed stuff, it would just be certain lights on their uniform, like forming stuff, which is like crazy. It was cool. I forgot what they were called. They did something to the Calvin Harris "Feel So Close" song.
Yeah.
So what's something that you kind of want to take away from this year after we've been playing for like, we've been playing together for like a year and a half now, you with the band. So like,
something to take
what's something
away?
that you would want to take away from? Like what I know there's some things you've probably learned from playing in the band, like skills and stuff that you've probably gotten over the past year and a half. What are some things that you want to take away from the rest of this year? Because we're past the halfway mark, but
I definitely want to put music out.
yeah,
but
that's a big thing.
Yeah, and then I guess I want to. I don't know, because I mean, my goal every time we play, pretty much every time I practice, is to learn something, to get just a little bit better, because a little bit each time adds up, so that's like my mindset. But I would say, like, specifically, I mean, the only thing I could think of is getting better at like singing harmonies.
Yeah. I mean, we sounded so great with that.
Right.
Slow today.
Practicing today.
I can't wait to play that live for you guys. It sounded great.
And so that, and then I would say maybe a little bit more like stage presence.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
But the only thing is it's not one person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's all four of us.
It's all four of us.
But I'm not saying all four of us are lacking, but like we can't move forward until all four of us learn how to like
do the same thing. Yeah,
support each other's actions.
I think that's a big thing. But like we figured out the music part at this point. I think that's our next challenge, and once we overcome that step, it'll be a rocket ship from there.
Yeah,
and I think it also depends on crowds. If we're playing at a place by ourselves, like there's not a single band that tells you that they haven't played for nobody.
Yeah,
every single band's played for nobody. But whenever you do that, it makes it like triple times difficult to have the stage presence and be moving around and stuff.
Yeah,
because it's easier to just focus on the music because there's nobody there to play to.
Yeah,
except for the band. But even then, I have fun whenever we don't play for people.
Sometimes some of the funnest times we've played is when there was nobody.
That's whenever we record the best quality stuff, too.
Yeah, like
from our shows.
Like that one time at Weens, you remember that?
We played Comfortably Numb that time?
Yeah, we played all kinds of stuff. There was nobody. Well, the funny story about that is there was a bunch of people in there. And then Sled came through to check IDs and everything.
Everybody out.
Literally the whole bar left.
I told them too. I said, "Are y'all gonna tip us since you took our whole crowd?" And they were just like, "No." They look pretty grumpy, but that's just Sled for you, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I thought that was pretty funny. And then after everybody left, I mean, we just started jamming.
We played for an hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half.
And then
it wasn't like we weren't taking it serious. It was more of like we were just kind of loosened up, and we were just. It was just more about us at that point, not about trying to please a crowd or anything.
Yeah, because I mean, the crowd had already been taken out of there. The place already understood the circumstance, and they were like, "Y'all just play whatever y'all want." And we were like, "That's what we do best."
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's us.
That's a good scenario, honestly, or at least for self improvement.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think it's getting kind of dark out here. So.
Sure is. I can see stars coming out.
I see some storm clouds over there too. Still.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end this podcast short, but thank you guys for tuning in this week. We're gonna have another podcast out for you guys in 2 weeks, every other Thursday. So y'all tune in. Make sure to go watch them, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't already. Like us on Spotify. You can stream it on Spotify. I mean, like us on Apple too if you can. I don't have Apple. I only have Spotify, so I don't know how it works. But we've had fun with you guys.
Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah. See y'all in 2 weeks.